Shalom, sister. Shalom, YouTube. This is Sister T, and welcome again to The Rock. I just want to show y'all some of this. You might be like, what am I looking at? These are squash plants. Every one of these that have a yellow plastic is holding a squash plant. And there's a few that does not. See, we have tons of squash plants. Now, some of these, see, and that's a little baby one coming in right there. Some of these squash plants, we don't have plastic over, because they're so small as the ones you've seen. But then we have lots of them that we had to put plastic over today. It's something that my husband and I did today because we didn't want the buggies eating up our squash plants. But I kind of wanted to show you because we've had so much squash recently. A lot of squash coming in. And this is just one of the beds. I don't know if you can see that right here, but you can see that that's another squash plant right there. And there's lots of other ones right in there. I'm hoping y'all can see this squash plant right there. And like I said, like the baby, look at that right in between. There's onions growing in between the squash. But yeah, we have so much squash coming in. This is one of our other big beds of squash that we have. We've pretty much eaten from our other two beds of squash, and then now squash bugs are coming trying to destroy our squash plants. But praise y'all. And then I wanted to show y'all this. Look at this basil. It has grown a lot since then. I don't know how many people like basil, but we've done very well with basil last year and as well as this year. So I wanted to show you these basil plants. Praise y'all. We have 4 basil plants right now. And over there would be the mustard greens. I think they're the spinach mustard. So I just kind of wanted to show you all what we were doing today, which was, putting plastic under the squash, show y'all our basil plants. Okay, I'll be back. Just in general, we planted kale today, broccoli. What else did we plant? We planted kale, broccoli, lettuce, kohlrabi. We're getting ready for our winter fall garden. So we have a lot of planting that we're trying to do now so we can get our pretty much last harvest for the fall right before winter come. And also we're planting winter vegetables, winter vegetables as well. So we'll have some for the winter, but after that, it's going to get too cold. So we're trying to get as much as we can before then. Then I want to show you this right here. This is the parsley. So a couple of our parsley plants died. This one survived. So I'll be planting some more parsley, and we'll have more next spring for sure. I'll make sure I plant enough next time. And I've learned for this year from whatever went wrong this year. So next year, I'll be able to have a better success. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that. All right. If you asked me the title of this video, I wouldn't be able to tell you because I'm not really sure of the title. But first, before I really go into the video, I kind of want to share just some thoughts I was having while working. And one of them is just, I want to kind of express some thoughts of just like gratefulness. And married sisters who have husbands like similar to mine will understand this, My husband have been doing some videos, and because of the videos, the videos we've been doing, people contact him, they contact me, and they comment. And and some people are really, really inspired, and I'm very, very thankful for that. Also, but when I hear people's story, I am literally more humbled and more grateful for the husband that I have. There used to be a saying that go around like you don't know what you have until it's gone. You don't know a good thing you have until it's gone, or something like that. I don't quite know the exact wording, but I know it's something similar. And so I don't want to be that sister that don't know what I have until it's gone. And I don't want to be that sister who deceives herself and believing that that good thing is gone, that it wasn't good. Because that's what we do. That's what a lot of women tend to do. You have something real good, and when it's gone, Suddenly that thing ain't good. You were the good one, and that's okay. Y'all took it from you because he wasn't worth anything anyway, and things like that. I don't want to be deceived that way anymore. Like I have been, I've been raised that way. I know women who are that way because I was that way. And where you start thinking that you were the prize, you were this just great, wonderful gift, and this man was just this, wicked thing. And we don't have enough sisters who have great and awesome husbands who lift up their husbands enough. Um, my husband, I have not done the type of job that I know that I can do a lot better. I can do a lot better. I know that I can do a lot better. And I'm just very, very thankful to the Most High because, you know, before I did not have this mindset. I did not. Um, I thought the way I've been taught to think. And sometimes we act like our husbands are expendable. Um, and the truth is, we're probably more expendable than they are. That's the truth. And, so I'm very, very grateful. Sometimes you just don't know how grateful you should be. You don't know when you ain't singing their praises enough because I'm telling you, I hear stories and I'm just like, wow. Even in my husband's, worst, my husband has a heart for the Most High. Yeah. My husband has been through so much and I am surprised at times at how he pulls through these situations. I don't know how he do it, but I'm grateful that that he has that sort of strength, and I'm very, very, very grateful to be his possession. I'm grateful to be his possession. Um, I just wanted to really express that because not until you go through certain situations, not until you see other situations, that you start to learn real quick what you have. And I don't want to be that sister once again. And some of you sisters may understand this, and if some of you sisters may need to understand this, you don't want to lose what you have to find out how good it actually was. um some of us, we have men of Yah who hearts are for Yah. And honestly, with as wicked as some of us have been, we really don't deserve to be in the situations that we are in currently. We don't deserve to be in these situations. But for some odd reason, we're still there. And, us sisters, I mean, we got to do better. We got to, because if we don't, you won't have that situation. That situation will be gone. And sadly enough, I know people who had situations and then their situation's gone, and it's sad. It's really, really, really sad because it takes for the person to leave for you to realize you had something so good. So I just want to give praises to the Most High. I'm thankful and I'm grateful, and I love my husband. I am so thankful that I am married to him. I'm so thankful that I am his possession. I am so thankful and grateful that I even have a husband, because I was the same woman doing exactly what the Bible says, tearing her house down. I'm no different than any other person originally. I started off here. I was taught here. I was raised here in this same American society as you were. And I had a mouth just like you did. Um, I've been through things just like a lot of us sisters have. But one thing we don't do, there's enough women talking about men online on YouTube. They're talking about their husbands. They're talking about men in general. But what kind of talk, all the talk on YouTube that I continue to see when it comes to men is putting them down, is bad talking them. There's people who are not honoring the men that we have. So I just want to thank the Father for my husband. I mean, he is a awesome man, and he just keeps going. And I just praise Yah for that. I praise Yah for his strength. I thank Yah. I pray for his strength. I am very grateful to have him. Not only is he an excellent husband, not only is he an excellent father, not only is he a son of Yah who truly desires to please the Most High Yah, but he's just a passionate man, and his passion is what has gotten us this far in the first place. And sometimes we are not thankful enough. We just lack gratitude in general. Women, all of us, we just lack gratitude in general. We just lack thankfulness in general. And the reason is because we're too busy looking at the other person. We're always looking at, well, he did this to me and he did this too, and you messed up too and you did this too. And we fight just like our children do. um our children were fighting earlier, well, this person did this and she did this to me first, and that's how we sound. That's how us adult women, we always talking about, well, I'm grown, and we act no different than our children. If you want to look and see how you behave, just start looking at your children. If you have any, start watching your children. You'll know exactly how you behave. And I'm not saying that to be insulting. I'm saying that to shed light on the way we are at times. We are not thankful and grateful the way we're supposed to be, but we sure behave a lot like the children that we are raising. We behave sure like a lot like the children we are behaving. And so I just really wanted to share this short message to us sisters, especially you married sisters. If you have a husband that's worth anything, you have a husband striving, give him everything, give him it all. And that's what I desire to do, and sing his praises. There is nothing wrong with singing his praises. The amazing thing, that I had somebody tell me before, and not more than one. I've had this in churches, ministries, and stuff. I had people say to me, or say to women in general, about when you're singing your husband's praises. First of all, Christianity don't teach you to sing your husband's praises, so I definitely didn't learn that for Christianity. But in the Hebrew faith, I've heard in the Israelite way, I've heard people who say they are converted telling women to, oh, well, you can say good things about your husband. I've heard this. You can say good things about your husband. Oh yeah, you should honor him. But then they're like, oh, but you don't want to pump your husband's head up with pride. And you know what? I thought about that statement. And you know what? It's true. The Bible talks about, he's going to bring down the prideful and the haughty. You're gonna have a fall. Pride comes before destruction, and a fall. Before when you're haughty, and you're prideful, there's gonna be a fall, and there's gonna be destruction. So no, you don't want to be I guess, pumping your husband up pridefully. But here's the amazing thing. Us sisters don't struggle from pumping our husband's head up. We don't. We do not struggle with, man, we pump our husband's head up too much. That ain't never been our problem. The problem is that we ain't never pumped our husband's head up enough. He ain't got no confidence in us, because we know we do a lot of this, and it ain't for uplifting. It ain't uplifting him. And we ain't singing his praises. We ain't thankful. We ain't grateful. We ain't over here saying, I appreciate, honey, what you do. That's not what we're doing. So I was thinking, why am I being told don't pump my husband's head up pridefully? I don't pump his head up enough. What are you talking about? Like, that's not my struggle. Trust me. You don't have to worry about me pumping my husband's head up with pride, because I don't even pump it up enough. What are you talking about? My struggle is I don't do it enough. You should be teaching me how to uplift him. Don't worry about me over uplifting him, because I don't uplift him enough. We should be being taught how to uplift our husbands enough, how to honor them enough. We have sisters right now who say, they can't even have enough honor for their husbands to say, yes, sir. But they get on the phone with me and say, yes, ma'am. Really? Really? You have a honor higher for me as this old wretched woman who's just striving just like you are? I'm a human being. I am a human being getting on YouTube, sharing with you my experiences, and hoping that it helps somebody out there. But I'm nobody special. I'm just not. And you literally get on the phone with me and say, yes, ma'am, but then you call your husband by his first name. Really? Something wrong. You when you get on the phone, I bet you, if you part of a ministry, a part of a fellowship, I bet you majority of you women will say yes, sir, to that pastor. You will say yes, sir, to the elder. You will say yes, sir, to the other brethren. But go home and call your husband by his first name. And and they're worried about us pumping our husband's heads up, or pumping our husband's head up in pride. No, that's not the issue. We don't honor our husbands enough. And I have it, like I said, I have honored my husband more than I ever have before in my life, but it still ain't enough for me. I'm still not satisfied or pleased at the honor that I give my husband. It needs to be more. And I'm talking about not just with my mouth, but with my actions. And so I just want to really share this, because that's something I was thinking about when I hear women talk, when I hear them talk, when they talk to me, whether it be on the phone, whether it be on the page and stuff. We have all these struggle. I don't understand this. I'm not understanding why we struggle to honor our husbands, but then we don't struggle to honor anybody else. We don't. So it's really hard. I'm like, man, sisters, if you can get on the phone to me and say, yes, ma'am, to me, you should definitely 100% be able to at least start by saying yes, sir, to your husband. There's no reason for this. Sisters, there's women, married women, who call, married and single women, who have called us for help. and you will get on the phone asking for help and saying yes sir to my husband and yes ma'am to me. If you can yes sir my husband and you can yes ma'am me, then you should dang sure be able to yes sir your own husband. And you should be able, and you women getting married, there should be no reason for this. There should be no reason that we cannot honor our own husbands. And even for myself, I get on here to say this because listen, I have an awesome husband. My husband works hard. My husband, he's been through the fire and he still keeps going. And I love him, and I am just so grateful that I'm married to him. And I will humbly share and encourage you other sisters. You need to be more grateful for the husband you have. You need to be more grateful for the husband you have. You really do. We need to be more thankful. We need to sing our husband praises even the more so. And I thank you, brother Chris, following Yeshua, for being married to me. I don't know how you put up with me all these years, but I thank the Father for you. I am very grateful that the Most High gave you the endurance to deal with somebody like me, as He worked on me. And I hope with all my heart, I really, really do. I hope that as I continue to grow in the Messiah, as I continue to grow, I hope that I can make those years of you putting up with me, because that's what it was a lot of the time, putting up with me. I hope that I can outdo what I've done wrong 3 and 4 times that, going forward, moving forward. I really do. I really do. I hope that the blessings by being your help me, I hope that I can outdo that wickedness that I had in our first years of marriage, by 3 times and 4 times as much. I really do. I really, really do. As the Father gives me strength, and I just want to thank the Most High for you. I do, because I look at these situations, and constantly I am being shown, and I'm seeing, that we're not as grateful as we should be. So I thank the Father for you, my husband, following Yeshua, and I just wanted this video to be an encouragement, encourage sisters to really humble yourselves, and honor your husband. That's the least that you can do. You caused them problems before. The least that you can do is turn this around, and move forward in righteousness, and bring an honor to him. Honor that man. If he's doing his job, honor him. If he's striving, honor him. If he is taking care of you, honor him. We have enough families who are falling apart. We have enough people right now who just are not staying together. And then you get into marriages, and this is the last thing I'm gonna talk about this, but then there's just so many, even Israelites or so-called Israelites getting in marriages today, and the men don't even want them. They're being used and mistreated and stuff like that. But when they have an opportunity to be in a righteous marriage, they're denying it. They're kicking. They're fighting. They don't want to be in a righteous marriage. But then guess what they do? They call and complain about how they're in a marriage that's unrighteous, or how they're in a marriage where the man does not even care to provide for them, who don't care to take care of them, who don't care to to nurture them as wives. But then you tell them, well, there's options. The Most High has given us options. The Most High have allowed, more than one form of biblical marriage, so that way you can be with a righteous man. And we kick and fight against it. I mean, just look on the page, look at the comments. You have women out there literally condemning my husband to the pit, and condemning me to the pit, because we care enough that someone else is dug out of the hole and that they're in. We care enough that we love our brothers and sisters, or we love our sisters enough, that we're willing to bring, to have that sort of lifestyle, if it means someone else has a family, someone else has a home, someone else has salvation, someone else can have the opportunity to be a helpmeet, and to be covered. And we're looked at as if we are the devil himself. But you know what? Some of these same sisters, some of these same women were the same women out there before being converted, did not have a problem with talking to other people's husbands. And some of you sisters know it, because I know some of the sisters personally. I know a sister personally in past time who wanted me to lose my husband, and she said it right out of her mouth, and she's supposed to be a converted sister. And she wanted me to lose my husband if that meant she can have him. So, but then you hear something about polygyny and y'all offended. Y'all offended. Y'all don't want that. So, but you rather another sister lose her husband in order for you to have one, but you don't want to get on board with the biblical marriage that's been there so you can have one too. We are just backwards. We are. So like I said, I thank the Father for my husband, and other women. If you have husbands that are honorable, start honoring your husbands. That's what these men are looking for. They have wives that they have been through the fire with, and them wives have not always been what you call good wives, and these men have stuck it out with you. And the least we can do is honor them as husbands. The least we can do is give them honor. We give our pastors more honor than we give our husbands. And some of us women, and I'm going to leave it at this one, some of us women, not only the ones that do, there's a couple women I know like this. You honor your husband, but you don't honor your husband because you really want to honor him. You honor your husband as long as he keeps providing for you. You only honor your husband because you got a pastor watching you. You're supposed to be honoring your husband regardless. Some of us sing the praises of our pastors 10 times louder than we've ever sang the praises of our own husbands. That's what some of us women do. And that's a shame. That's backwards. There's nowhere in scripture you find honor your pastor more than you honor your husband. And I'm going to leave it at that. Bless you, sisters. Shalom.